Welcome to the Bludd Heart Podcast, episode number 15. What we do here is talk about all things Diablo 3 related, and then we do branch off into other topics in the gaming culture. I post videos on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can always join the YouTube comment section if you want to add anything specifically, or you can hit me up on Twitter, twitter.com/bloodshed. And then of course, YouTube is youtube.com/bloodshed. That's why it's spelled so weird, because I actually locked in the spelling on all platforms. So definitely check me out. This week's topics include Diablo confirmed moving to classic games, and Squirts Necklace has a lot of bugs and we're going to talk about them. That's been the focus of a lot of my comments and stream is about the Squirts Necklace. And Apple Arcade released on mobile, and it has some pretty good reviews, and I'll talk about why it's a good thing for mobile gaming specifically. But first, let's talk about my Diablo account. What I did was refocus my goals. I keep making more characters, and I'm having fun with the variety. So if you know me, you know I like to push on multiple characters. So last season, we pushed on 5 different characters, ranging from 118 to 128, all 5 different characters. And this season's no different, except for I'm on hardcore full-time this season. So all my goals are focused around hardcore. So I'm going to do 5 characters, all to 110, solo, SSF, right? Solo self-found, on hardcore this season. I already got my DH there, and DH multi-shot. And then the second character we're going to get there is a Juliana's Monk. So that should be a lot of fun. I lost one Juliana's Monk already, but we won't get into that right now, okay? It's too soon. It's just too soon, chat. Of course, we have our Witch Doctor for YouTube. The YouTube is a Legacy of Dreams Dagger of Dart build, so that should be okay to get to 110. It's a really powerful build this season. I'm not too worried about the YouTube series. Even though we only put in about 5 hours a week on that account, I think we'll be okay at the end of the season. And then the 2 newest additions to the Bloodshed stable of characters is our Roland Crusader. There's no Roland Monk yet. And I'm going to make a Whirlwind Barb probably next week. So those are the 5 characters that we're going to push to 110. And having so many goals always keeps me so focused. And I have so many gem levels to level. And I need so many basic gems. And just augments galore, augmenting 5 different classes. I'll probably do 90 augments on all 5 classes and then push them all individually over the next month or so. I'm assuming we're going to get the PTR in about a month. It's really close to BlizzCon, so I wouldn't be shocked if we don't get it though. Like if they push the PTR till after BlizzCon. Usually we get the PTR 2 months into the season, and then it gives them a month to release all the content. I have talked to Blizzard in the past, and it just takes a long time to coordinate through, the Nintendo Switch and the Xbox and PlayStation, and then PC is easy. But they have to coordinate all the different platforms so they can release the PTR at the same exact time. So they usually get the PTR 2 months into the season, and then we get it, the 3rd month. I'm just assuming we're getting a PTR. So yeah, that could also be a thing. We got in 3 patch in 3 seasons this year specifically. So it's not a guarantee we'll get the PTR, but if we were to get it, it should be, within a month. And that they'll have a month to get all these 5 classes to 110. And that way we can crank out videos and really focus on the PTR. One thing I noticed, it's been really fun playing like multiple classes, like 4 different classes. Like if I feel like playing a Juliana speed build or Wave of Light or multi-shot, there's a lot of builds, Condemned Crusader, Blood Shield Crusader. When you have so many characters, it does increase your time. And I have a lot of time to play Diablo, so it is super varied. Like my day is like, I don't feel like playing this, so I'm going to play this. And then 2 days a week we play our Witch Doctor. So it's been really fun, just kind of refocusing and just doing what I like the most. And that's just making builds and just having fun, in Diablo. So it's been pretty good. And if you guys have been in chat, you've got to see tons of variety. And I think I might do it this way going forward. I might just make a bunch of classes and get them all to like a lower tier level. Versus like last season, we had Wizard to the 128, 130 level, but it took a lot of time to get there. Like it took like a lot of grinding. But if I just make multiple characters, then I can have, different avenues and a lot of different varied fun. I don't know if that even makes sense, but I like this and I might continue it on softcore or hardcore in the future. I like the so many different classes. So All right, let's crack into some Diablo news. So it's official confirmed that unless it was like a mistake by Blizzard, they referenced Diablo in the classic game section. So they put up a job posting like, we're looking for a senior software engineer server for the classic game department. You read the article or you apply, right? You applied to work for the senior engineer server. And if you scroll down, it shows you all your responsibilities. You have to respond to and resolve to service problems. You have to be on call. You have to diagnose networking, database, and all that stuff. So you have it's a programmer job, right? It also says under responsibilities that you have to drive feature implementations from planning to completion for StarCraft, Warcraft 3, and Diablo 3. So it's basically confirming in the job posting that Diablo 3 is part of the classic games team. So damn. Okay. So it's in the classic games team. I guess we always knew this, but having it out here with never like an official, response or announcement, I guess it's like business as usual. So it doesn't really matter because like I said earlier, we had 3 patches and 3 seasons this year, which is like the most we've had for a very long time. The last time we had 3 patches in a row was maybe like season 8, 9, 10. I don't think maybe we get a patch in season 10. So that was like years ago that we got 3 in a row. Because we got season 11, we got the Necro. Season 12, we got the huge patch, and then nothing till season 16. And then season 16 was huge, and 16, 17, 18, and we're in season 18 right now. So it's been a while since we got 3 in a row. There was like a little lull there where we were a little worried. And then they just announced that we're getting new sets for every single class. So I don't think there's anything to freak out about. If anything, this classics game team has been crushing it. We've been getting things that we've never thought would have gotten, like a stash space search function, which I actually don't use as much as I thought I would, and a red primal beam, and just new legendaries or revamped legendaries is really amazing. And to top it off, we're getting dozens of new legendaries and then new sets, like we said. So the classic games team is doing a good job at, keeping the game relevant and keeping us interested as players to keep coming back every single season. A lot of people were upset not getting the cosmetic, and I do see that, but at least we're getting content and things that maybe they can focus more on getting us items and abilities that might augment the way that we play. A lot of people do talk about like, hey, if they're doing this, then how do they have time to do that? And what we always say is there's different teams for different services, right? So like Wyatt Chang presented Diablo Immortal to us, but he's not working on the classic games team, right? He has his own team, and the classic games team's working on Diablo. That's their own thing. So that's 2 different teams already. And if somebody's working on D4, it's obviously a separate team that we don't know about. So you can see like there's just different departments within Blizzard. They have a classic team and they have their WoW team. And apparently the WoW has an A team and a B team as well. So they're just different developer teams working on different things. All right, let's talk about Squirts Necklace. Man, people have been so upset lately over this. So if you don't know, Squirts Necklace is a new item introduced in patch 2.6.6. And when you don't take damage, you get 100% damage increase on your character. If you get hit, you take 50% more damage. So there's like a nice trade-off there. It works really well for characters like Multi-Shot Demon Hunter, Wave of Light Monk, or anybody that can generate shields. Because if you can generate a shield, you can block like the little bit of damage, like the throwaway damage, like 1 arrow here and there. And you can keep up your bonus a lot easier. You can pair this with like a Molten Wild Beast Gizzard to give you a shield. And like Wizard has a lot of shields. There's like a lot of things. You can even use like we made a Strafe Demon Hunter build. You can check it out on the channel where you use the Fortress Ballista one-hander and then that gives you a shield. So it just keeps Squirts up because it's so powerful. 100% damage increase is like having a Endless Walk set bonus. So it's a really good item. I've even been using it on my Juliana's build because when you 7-sided strike, you're immune to damage. So it actually doesn't drop during that time. And Monk has a lot of dodge. So as I'm porting around or dashing around, my dodge chances increase dramatically. And then I have Molten where I'm blocking damage. And then when I 7-sided strike, I'm invulnerable. So there's this nice synergy of you're kind of hopping, dodging, and keeping up your buff. It's been really fun. I think I talked on previous on previous podcasts that it's a nice mini game just to keep up your Squirt Necklace. I'm always looking down. I almost care more about my Squirt buff than I ever cared about COE cycles. I don't know if it's just new or if you guys experience the same thing, but it's super fun to try to keep up your Squirt bonus, like a little mini game within the game, right? Anyway, so this freaking thing drops to Frozen. You know, the affix. It's a boss affix, like Cold Snap has it, or a lot of elites have it. As soon as it blankets the ground, you just immediately lose your Squirts bonus. So you might be like, yeah, Bludd, it has to be some counterplay. Quit crying, you baby. The only problem is, I'll take this a step further. If you have any of the shields that we talked about, like if you had the Molten or any kind of shield, Wizard Shield, where you shouldn't have took the damage because it has to go through your shield first, it doesn't matter. It's like a bug. So the frozen ground effect removes your Squirts even through shields. It's super frustrating because you shouldn't do it. And frozen like procs instantly. So there's no counterplay whatsoever. And you can't even dodge it or predict the elites, and it blankets about 2/3 of the screen. You almost have no chance. I'll take it a step further. If you have Shield Pylon, it also drops it. So you know how you're supposed to be immune to damage with Shield Pylon? Even if you have Shield Pylon, Frozen removes it. Now, I tested this with a lot of other affix, and it didn't really take it away. I didn't notice anything. I tried Poison Enchanted, I tried Plagued, I tried a lot of different things, and it didn't work. There was some times where it dropped, and that was because you kill a mob, and then the mob would die. So we actually tested this. I know it sounds crazy, but we opened up a GR, we looked for a Shield Pylon, and then once we got the shield, we just started fighting every elite type we can find, every guardian we could find. And so if sometimes you'll kill a mob and they'll leave behind a poison pool on the ground, that specific poison pool would take Squirts away, even through Shield Pylon or your normal shields that you would generate through your character. So when you kill an elite or a regular mob and they drop behind a poison pool on the ground, get away from it because you'll lose your bonus, even with shield or anything. If you see any kind of frozen, you might just want to skip the elite and just go to the next level, or you don't want to drag it because if you drag it, it'll just keep your buff off you the whole time. Just kill it and move on. It's super frustrating, and I hope they patch it next season or whatever. I submitted a bug report, so hopefully that they get it and then they can patch it, because it's just it takes a lot of the counterplay away when it just immediately removes your buff, especially when you didn't even do anything wrong. You have a Shield Pylon, for crying out loud. All right, rant over. All right, no more high-pitched, okay? Let's just scale it back. What I would recommend on how to improve it is to make it work like the Endless Walk set, where the Endless Walk set gives you 100 or 50% damage reduction when you're moving, and then when you stand still, you slowly lose your damage reduction and you gain a damage increase. So you know how it's like a teeter-totter. Like as you're moving, you gain movement or damage reduction, and then you slow down, stop, and then it gives you more damage. So if Squirts work like that, it would be 100% better. So as you get hit, maybe your bonus goes from 100 to 90 to 80, and just kind of trickles down to 0, right? There is 10 stacks anyway, so it would be nice if it just kind of descended and ascended back and forth. And then the damage you take could also go increase from 50 to 40 to 30 to 20. And, it would just kind of teeter-totter back and forth. To slowly build up and slowly build back down, I think would be a much better version of Squirts. But it wouldn't be as crazy, I guess. I wouldn't be as cracked out trying to pay attention to every time I lose it also. So there's a cause and effect to everything. Let me know what you guys think in the YouTube video, or again, hit me on Twitter. I want to know what you guys would do to fix Squirts, or maybe just patching the bugs would be enough. But it's a really good item, and I'm glad they added it to the game. But damn, if it's not hella frustrating. I wanted to do a lore corner today. And I was looking through Diablo lore, and I was like, you know what? A story popped into my head that I would rather tell this week over something that I remembered. And that story is the story of Tasker and Theo in Diablo 3. Some of you might already know about it, but some of you don't, right? So you're going to be in for a real treat today. So Tasker and Theo is an item in Diablo 3. It's a pet item, right? The name is Tasker and Theo. It increases the attack speed of your pet and all that stuff. And if you read the flavor text, it says, "The master and his hound were the most famed hunters in their day. He died fighting beside his favorite dog, just the way he would have wanted it. his loyal companion soon followed. So it was like a story of, I guess, a guy and his dog, a master and his dog. But what you might not know is this is a true story, or it's based off of a real life bomb defuse unit. Theo was an English Springer Spaniel who served as a bomb detection dog for the British Army while stationed in Afghanistan. His handler, Lance Corporal Liam Tasker, was killed March 2011, and the dog died within hours after that following a seizure. So it's just like the gloves say. It's kind of crazy. This is an OG story that we used to talk about a long time ago, and I was like, this would be perfect for the podcast. So the pair, Tasker and Theo, set a new record for bombs during their time on deployment. Theo was awarded the Dickin Medal, also known as the Animals Victoria Cross, in 2012. Yo, I want a dog like this, man. This sounds amazing. Yo, can I get a loyal companion? Anybody? At the time of their deaths, the pair were the most successful individual working dog team in Afghanistan, having made more bomb finds than any other during their course of their 5 months they were stationed there, for a total of 14 finds. They had proved so successful that Theo's stay in the country had been extended by a month. What a cool freaking story to have over just a random pet item in Diablo 3. So shout out to the development team or whoever made this item or named it or knew about the story. Because damn, when I found this out a couple years ago, actually, I was really taken back, and I just thought about what other cool items have more references in general, as it just brings more life to our game. And having such a cool, heartwarming story, that is pretty awesome, man. It makes me happy to be a Diablo fan when you got stuff like this. So next time you get a Tasker and Theo, pour one out for the doggy. I don't know. All dogs go to heaven, right, chat? All right, let's talk about mobile games. I know you guys love some mobile games, right? Yeah, this is one thing about the Diablo community is they're all about the mobile games. I know it, right? I'm specifically talking about Apple's Arcade, right? So if you don't know, let's just start from the beginning before you unsubscribe and hate me forever. Apple came out with something called the Apple Arcade, right? It's $5 a month. You can get up to 5 people in your family subscribed to it. The cool thing about the Apple Arcade is that there are no ads in any of the games, and they're all hand-picked games with no microtransactions or pay-to-win mechanics built into them. Like, it's really refreshing when I saw that part about the arcade. I signed up for the free month trial, and I've been messing around on some of the games. But it's really awesome that this is what we've been wanting. This is why mobile games have such a bad reputation, is because of the, if you want to keep going, you need energy, or if you want to freaking do anything, you need to pay $1 here, $1 there, and it adds up, and it's just really cancerous, I remember I was playing Peggle on the airplane going to BlizzCon, I think last year, and I ran out of lives, I guess. I got really far and ran out of lives, and it said you have to pay more money to keep playing, And like this kind of stuff never happens on Steam. Like I play a lot of PC games, and I'm like, I was really taken back, man. Like, wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? I got to pay to keep playing, So I would much rather just buy the game for $2 to $5 or whatever it is for Peggle, and then not have to worry about being blocked behind, I don't know, being just stonewalled. I can't play. It's like an arcade. It's like going to Dave & Buster's and just putting coins in to play the game. It's just really weird. It's not organic. And I don't know if I think we should move away from that. I think a lot of people think we should move away from that pay to, to play or whatever it's called. These are all handpicked games like we talked about. And the cross saves from your Mac, your iPad, and your phone. And I'm pretty sure you can play this on like other phones, maybe like even Android phones. I'm not sure how the Apple Arcade works. Saying it out loud, it kind of sounds stupid now, but I'm not sure if it works on other phones. But I guess I'm really happy that it's the way that it is. It's like over 100 games, and it's only $5 a month. And a lot of people love the arcade so far, and they're having fun with it. So if you haven't checked it out, I'd recommend it if you play games on your phone, at work, school, or laying on your sofa, whatever you do. I don't play that much, but I do play a lot of OG games like Final Fantasy Tactics. I did get into the Pokemon Go craze for a while, and I love the interconnectivity between Pokemon Go and my Let's Go on my Switch. That was kind of cool to have them, intertwined there where I can send pokes to both. I know the PC community has been heavily against pay-to-win games. Like we torched EA for Battlefield, and just in general, whenever it's like pay-to-win, we really go together, bind together as a community and shut it down. So when you see companies do things like this, where they're not even focused on pay to win stuff, even though you are paying $5 a month, but there's no like ads and there's no microtransactions, it's kind of like maybe all of our complaining is actually paying off. And maybe games like Diablo Immortal will have no pay to win mechanics, or like, pay for energy or whatever, the token system, whatever they use. Hopefully it's none of that in that game either. I won't hold my breath, right? I'm cautiously optimistic. Let's just say I'm very cautiously optimistic on that front. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you've tried it or going to try it. Get back to me. Let me know how it went. I'm playing it myself. I did pick up the new iPhone 11 yesterday on Sunday. So I was just cleaning out all my apps and everything. And I was playing some of the arcade games and having fun with that. I mostly got it because I get a new phone every 2 years. This is like habit at this point. So I had the iPhone 8 2 years ago, and then now I have the 11. Hopefully get some clean videos at BlizzCon for you guys. It's really weird. At BlizzCon, you can't bring like a video camera, but you can use your phone to record. So it's kind of like a work thing. Maybe I can write it off. We'll see. Maybe the government will let me get a little discount there, but we'll check it out. Thank you so much. If you want to support the podcast, you can always sub on Twitch, Patreon. Patreon, I directly think it's coming from YouTube when it's on Patreon. But yeah, you can leave a review on Apple or any other platform that you're listening into. I have sponsors like CyberPower PC. You can enter code BLUDD for 5% off your order. GG Supplements in the description of the YouTube video. Or if you go to the website, GG Supplements, it's like a nice energy drink without any filler. There's no sugar, no crash, anything like that. You enter code BLUDD and support that way as well. Just hanging out with me on Twitch or wherever, man. I just appreciate you guys tuning in every week and checking out the videos and the content and the streams. You allow me to be a content creator, so thank you. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode. I can't wait for next week's episode. We'll tackle some more Diablo lore or some cool stories that we find. I hope you like that segment of the podcast. That's going to be all for me today. This is the Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.